We're going to continue with our work with mixed numbers, and now we're going to move on to division. Just like multiplication, the first step has to be that all the numbers need to be in fractional form. So if I start with, let me get myself a little bit more work room here. If I start with 36 divided by 1 and 6/29, I have to start by changing 36 to 36 over 1. Keep it division. 29 times 1 is 29, plus 6 will make 35 over 29. Now, with division, remember, keep, change, flip. Keep 36 over 1, change to multiplication, flip or invert or use the reciprocal of the second fraction, the divisor. So I look here to see if I can reduce, I look here to see if I can reduce, I look up and down and I can't reduce anything. So the bottom, 35 times 1 is 35. That's not bad, but just like in the problem I finished in a previous lesson, I've got some kind of large numbers to work with. I've got to multiply 36 times 29. 9 times 6 is 54, carry the 5. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 5 is 32, placeholder 0. 2 times 6 is 12, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That gives me a 4, and a 10. So this is 1,044 over 35. So now I have another large division problem. I have 35 going into 1,044. 35 doesn't go into 1, doesn't go into 10, but it goes into 104. And I'm going to guess it's close to 3 times, but I think it's just going to be 2 times. So I'll do my multiplication over here. 35 times 2 is going to give me 70. And you can see that when I subtract, I get 34, so it almost went in 3 times. Bring down a 4. Now that should go in there a lot of times. I'm going to guess 9. So then I see 35 times 9, and that was multiplication. 9 times 5 is 45, carry the 4. 9 times 3 is 27, and 4 more makes 31. So that's 315. It's time to subtract. I have to borrow. That's going to be 9. 1 from 3 is 2. My answer is whole number 29, and the remainder is also 29 over 35. So it's not always fun to work with those, but it gives us really good practice at doing our multiplication and division. All right, let's look at another one. Don't think it'll be as bad. I have 5 and 2/3 divided by 3. First thing before you do anything else is everything goes in proper. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17 over 3, divided by 3 over 1. Keep, change, flip. There's no reducing. Multiply the tops for 17, multiply the bottoms for 9. Whoops. Well, let's see if I did something different. All right, 9 is going to go into 17. It's going to go 1 time. And that gives me 9, and subtract for 8. This is 1 and 8/9. All right, I have to pause this for just a moment. All right, I thought something felt wrong, and it's the fact that I did a different problem than was written down. So I miscopied the problem. So I'm just going to say, let's pretend that this problem was, let's pretend that this problem was 5 2/3 divided by 3. This was a different problem. Okay, so process is the same. Let's see if we can move on. So sorry about doing a different problem that was actually in print. All right, I have on this one, let's see if I can get it right, 7 1/5 divided by 5 4/5. Improper. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36 over 5. Let's keep it division for a minute. 5 times 5 is 35. 25 plus 4 is 29 over 5. We're going to do keep, 36 over 5. Change, multiplication. Flip or use reciprocal. I look to see, and I see that 5 goes into itself once, 5 goes into itself once, and I end up with 36 over 29, which is improper. I divide 29 into 36. It goes once. 1 times 29 is 29. Subtract for 7. That gives me 1 7/29. All right, let's see if I can continue to work on the real problems. All right, for this one I have 4 1/8 divided by 2 2/7. Improper. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33 over 8 divided by 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16 over 7. Keep, 33 over 8. Change and flip. Well, it would have been nicer the other way, but I don't believe there's anything I can bow tie. So I've got multiplication and division. Okay, I've got 33 times 7 gives me 21, carry the 2, that's 21, 23. So the top is 231 over 16 times 8. That's 48, carry the 4, that's 128. Now I've got an improper answer, not a good finished answer, so I divide 128 into 231. It's only going to go in there one time. 1 times 128 is 128. And let's see, I can't subtract, so I have to borrow, and I get 3. I have nothing there, 0, and I have a 1. So this is 1 103 over 128. You're going to have to take your time and be careful with these problems because they do involve multiplication and division of pretty sizable numbers. All right, let's look at number 5. And this is our last one. I have 23 1/2 divided by 5 2/5. Improper. 2 times 23, that's going to be 46. And one more is 47 over 2. Divided by 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27 over 5. I want to do keep, change, flip. So keep 47 over 2, change to multiplication, flip 5 over 27. I don't think there's anything I can reduce or bow tie. So I've got to take 47 times 5, 35, carry the 3, 235. Bottoms, 27 times 2, that's going to be 54. And it's improper, which means now it's time for me to divide. So you're getting lots of practice with your division, even if you did not want it. 54 doesn't go into 2 or 23, so it goes in here, and I have to guess how many times. I'm going to guess 4. So 54 times 4 gives me 16. Carry the 1, that's 216. That'll do. I subtract, have to borrow, gives me 9 and 1. My answer is, whoops, that was not good. Sorry. My answer is 4 and 19 over 54. 4 and 19 over 54. So make sure you've got your paper and you've got your patience to do the multiplication and division required to do these problems.